Recording in progress.
Hi everyone, welcome to the second part of the funny figures lesson. And today I'll show you how to create the funny figures, but a little bit another way. So we'll use the colorful paper for it. Let's start. For the lesson, you need some materials. I explain you which one. So today we need your sketchbook or just paper. It's no need to be expensive. Watercolor paper, any drawing paper is okay. Any colorful paper is fine. And we need pieces of color paper, any color, right? You even can use not the colorful paper. You can use some old packaging, right? Or maybe the pieces of your old painting or palettes or anything. So we'll take the colorful paper, any variation what you choose, and just put it into the pieces. Right? Try to make the pieces not in particular shape, just make them very random. All right, so you don't need to think about any particular shape of your pieces. You can make them as many as you can. Take your glue and glue it to your white paper, or maybe colorful paper as well. Just you can use another color. Each piece may be different color, so you can choose it. So we'll put those pieces of paper across your white piece of paper or in your sketchbook around. You can change it in the process, okay, put like this or like that. Once more, it's maybe the different colors, not just one. You can make them a bit smaller, maybe, or a little bit bigger. That is also up to you. Right, so try to glue them well. For example, I put this one. I really like to use sometimes in some collages the pieces of old paintings. It always looks very nice and interesting. Old packaging also, it's nice and beautiful element paper, right, for the type of works that we're doing now. Anything you can take for example, the box from the tea, or maybe the box from the cereal also, and choose some nice color combination there. Once more, we no need to make any particular shape, so just turn the paper into any shapes. Okay, so we place it. I place it in 2 pages. You can do more pieces or less pieces. That is completely up to you. And now we look at those pieces and try to create a figures. So we pretend, so here is the body of the figures, and we need to add all other elements to them. We may make a figures which looks straight to us, or turn to the side, or turn to the back. So let's get started. My demonstration will be only examples for you. So I ask you to be very creative, maybe use different materials. So you can use even watercolor paint to add the elements here to those pieces. You can use Sharpie, you can use lead pencil if you want, or the colorful pencil. So any drawing materials will be fine. All right, let's start. Example, we can add the color here, the shape here, all right, and turn this interesting shape of blue paper into the figure. Example, that will be some the lady, right, wearing the glasses. Hands can make here. I believe that you can create such a nice characters and you will have fun doing this exercise. It's really good for your imagination, right? So here we're not thinking about any proportion or any elements which need to be done in particular way, right? So just make sure that you have fun and enjoy, right? So everywhere we may, for example, here we may do the person who is moving, right? So we can see the face from the side view, okay, in profile, right? As this piece of paper reminds me the clothes which is moving with the wind, for example. So have a look at your pieces and think about what is remind you, what type of character you might create here or there. How do we make a person who is running? You can put any type of elements here, okay? And you can use also not only the Sharpie marker, right? Any other drawing materials, right? So you get the idea probably about it, right? And you can turn any picture into some funny figures. For example, here, I will draw the person who will see from the back, right? Maybe it will be the wizard, right? So he has a big hat on his head, right? And we can't see his face, maybe just a little bit, as he turned back to us, right? So here maybe his bent arms like that, right? And the legs, we'll see them from the back. And maybe he holding some magic stick, right? It's a witch or wizard. So here is back, okay, with hump, and he's bent himself, and we'll just see the part of his head, part of his face here. Right. So for example, from this one, you can even outline your elements if you want. That is also a nice idea. Okay, and draw any faces, any type of hair. For example, you can also take the small piece of paper and create sort of like hat here on the top. That is also a nice idea, right? So you can choose any elements which will be good for the head, any shape, right? For example, like that. You can make the hair here. Right, and add, for example, the pants, even pants or pieces of clothes you also can make out of other pieces of paper, and add just few elements. Right, so hands, for example, behind his back, it's hiding something. And shoes with laces. Right, so here we can add any design for the clothes, anything you like. Okay, for example, the thin one, we may turn it into the person who is very tall. You may not see his legs totally here. For example, it's a girl with the 2 ponytails. You can add that. right? So, and all other elements you can also turn to the figures, right? And this exercise you may make as an art game. For example, at the moment we're concentrating on the figures, right? But you can do the same exercise and make for yourself the task. For example, create the animals. This is just additional task for you. Maybe you can complete it not now, in other day, okay, play with your friends. So the tone paper is actually a very good tool for to train your imagination. You can play this game with any images. So we did with your figures, right? And we try to see how will looks a person, if it will be part of its body. You also may look at this and just create like everyday objects, right, which is around you in house, or for example, animals or birds. So let's try it to make the animals looking at these pieces of paper, right? So you can turn it like this, like that, okay, any direction, and try just to make the animals out of it. Now see, I use, instead of pencil, I may use, instead of marker, I can use just a pencil. Okay, and looking at the shapes, we may create any types of animals. Right. For example, here will be the horse. Also, don't think about right proportion. It's just an illustration, so here we can have lots of fun. Make a saddle on this horse. Okay, this one, for example, may be turned to the butterfly. May not. Right, another part, just like that. You may not repeat after me everything, okay? But you can also just try. For example, look at your pieces of paper and create the horse, or create the butterfly as well, and then think about your own animals. Right. You don't need to be thinking about like you need to be perfect with that. So it's all fine. So make the curved lines, make unusual proportion. Don't aim to be realistic. Okay, we create from this one. I think we may make a cow. Or the bull. The pieces of paper like this may be actually turned into any animals. I make something unusual. Let's return it. Yes, we eat it. It's an owl. Sometimes you may even turn your piece of paper before you glue it to find the ideal position for some particular animal if it came to your mind. Try to create some animals in some unusual position. For example, here we can turn this piece of paper into the sleeping fox, for example. So I can put here the leg like that, and his front leg also, and his her tail like that. You can make a cat also, sleeping cat or dog. Add some details as whiskers, right? Or maybe some little pattern on the hair. And here we have the last one. I think another butterfly will look great here. That will be butterfly with the more geometrical shapes. Right? Like that. So you get the idea, and I hope you have fun with this exercise. So first of all, I definitely want that you create the funny figures at the theme of our term. All right, so have a look at your one piece of paper and try to turn it into the interesting characters. And if you like this exercise, so you can actually play with this pieces of paper and create any images, right? It's maybe animals, birds, insects, plants, or any everyday objects. I'll be happy to see your work. Have fun, and bye-bye for today.